There comes a time in every pink hippie disco Nunu's life where one needs to put aside the right play and ignore the goal of winning, in pursuit of something much better. This video ends when I 100-0 one-shot someone in League of Legends. And yeah, there's an easy way to make this a 12 seconds video, as I just have to find an ADC player and I'll be set, but then people will be like, hey, that looks like practice tool, and also, hey, why are you a 17 and that person is a 4? So I figure to accomplish this in a game that isn't the practice tool, I need to ask the community. My first thought was to try and post to the Reddit and pray to the gods that the Fleshlight fan club known as the moderators don't remove this post, and against the odds they did not, and sure enough it trended hard. But I needed expert advice, so I went to my group chat with the For Fun squad, where I was given excellent advice from Beerman Stan, whose stream is either underrated or R-rated, I forget which one, before catching a few strays from Heisman. I chose to try the one-shot build on David Blaine against some cosmic bowling alley midget, but laning phase was less eventful than a YouTuber boxing match, because every time I went into arm wrestle she'd just whip out a picture of a nude Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island, which had be running in the other direction. But all I really needed was my ult to start rolling the snowball. And you are probably thinking this video will last forever with my skill level and I will just be wasting my own time, but similar to TF's little bonus payment passive, I had an added incentive in these games. You see, I signed up with repeat.gg, which is a free-to-use website where you link your profile to your League account or other games if you aren't painfully addicted to just this one, and then compete in tournaments that oftentimes have super fat prize pools. Each one has unique rules for how to participate, where you can see how you will be scored as well as who is on top on the leaderboards and about to cop a fat bag just for playing the game. People can plug their streams here if they are doing well, and that's it. You can win flat cash from tournaments or coins that you can redeem for dank in-game or real-life prizes. I typically just enter the free entry tournaments because it's as easy as signing up and then playing normal or ranked games of League like I would have anyways, but now there's an extra incentive, so even when I'm getting pissed on in-game, there's a chance I'm getting paid on repeat. There's nothing to download, nothing to pay, just a fun community building site with cool prizes that you can join by using my link in the description today. Anyways, I needed gold if I'm gonna one-shot a shitter, so I resort to third-wheeling a date between the junglers. I'm not proud of watching two people fuck each other, but hey, someone needs to hold the camera and the gig does pay well if I play my cards right. That said, the neighbors are unhappy about all the horsing around, no pun intended, at their blue buff, and they were determined to put a stop to it, but my mission is to accumulate wealth and this harping whore was next to help with that. At this point I was an item and a half into my epic one-shot build, and I knew if I could just stack my card passive with a big blue boy I could test my potential. Yeah, basically massive card cock on this particular magician, but I had to peel back because my team was rocking more deaths than the plot of Saving Private Ryan, and I knew I'd have to be methodical on when I chose to fight. Anyways, I chose to speedrun getting pedophile written on my permanent record by sitting in the shrubs and surprising a chick who just ran from me, but little did she know that my next card would be blue, which would also be the color of my balls when that bitch survives. Long story short, my first attempt at a full one-shot was a bigger failure than NA's performance in Worlds, considering I couldn't even guess this Mundo's card half the time and he'd murder me every time I got it wrong, so we had to act like we had foot fetishes and stare at defeat before my next attempt. This one was looking more promising because I was up against someone playing a 2023 champ, which meant when I severely overestimated my blue card damage they would do something dumb as shit as well. I managed to get an early cash infusion on par with a young Donnie J. Trump, and with just a mythic I was ready to risk it to test my one-shot biscuit, which was on pace, but the enemy wanted out of the race. But it's okay, because in the very next definitely real Master Elo ranked game against Faker on a Smurf I got my first legitimate one-shot. But jokes aside, my fate did not include a real one-shot as long as it was twisted, so I chose the Yelping Yeti Rider instead, and this part of my journey would start with a dubstep ignite for first blood. My strategy boiled down to knowing that their jungler would see that Evelyn Ascend as a sex-deprived gamer pursue it despite the apparent risks, which was a nice summer job for me. I paid a few visits bot because I know ADCs are squishier than a worn-out stress ball, and seeing as more G could be exchanged for more AP, I was a frequent visit to this southern strip. I had the genius idea to surprise these shitters on their commute to work, and it was gonna be epic. Almost. But hey, it still got me a double kill and revealed to me the strategy that I would need to use to one day get my one shot and end this video. Things were going great as my ult was feeling stronger and stronger, and I knew this was going to be the game where I got my one shot. Until they fucking gave up and I had to queue again. I knew now that due to the weak ass mental that this game has breeded in its players, I would need to get my one shot early before half the lobby gave up, which meant I would have to exploit the negative IQ of people playing Riot August's latest bastard to get ahead immediately. I would coordinate surprise parties with my co-workers to ensure that this self-driving BDSM bitch would keep giving me her lunch money. I would roll into lane like I was just some clueless disco dick who wanted the wave, only to reveal that Papa Pike was here and whatever the fuck kind of string fishing javelin weapon he carries around would be used to make her dead again. My jungler was deficient a bit on the vitamin IQ side as well, which did lead to a few situations where I learned that Nunu and auto-attacking go together, as well as peanut butter and colonoscopies. But my confidence on this tie-dyed Yeti rider were growing. And my disco balls were becoming something that even the most manly of foes would fear. Until it was time to get into my bush and set up for the—
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Until it was time to get into my bush and set up for the ultimate one shot.
I had my plan, and with just a few more homicides to my name to fund the remaining piece. The Sorting Hat from Hogwarts. I was ready.